Hi, I'm Doug.
And I'm Cathy.
And this is Maggie Mae.
This is Maggie Mae.
Join us as we follow the moon. Today, we want to take you along with us as we go through what it's like to have your coach serviced at Tiffin's service facility in Red Bay, Alabama. Hopefully this will be helpful if you haven't been up there before, because there's a lot to do and there's a lot to learn about the routine, and part of it you just kind of learn by talking to your neighbors.
That's right.
So join us as we show you around the facility. So this is the warranty facility. It's also the service facility. If you're within your first year, Tiffin provides this RV park. It's 60 spaces, all with full hookup.
First come, first serve.
Definitely first come, first serve. We rolled in on Sunday and we weren't able to get into the park until Tuesday. And you may see some empty spaces as this is during the day while some of the coaches are out at service. But in the evening it's filled back up. We were in space 45, so we were just about in the middle of the two rows. And the service facility right behind us. Now there's a map of the service bays, the park, and the different things that are around there. They do have a laundry, and they do have a men's and ladies' bathhouse there on the site.
It was honestly hard to think of this as just being a service center.
Absolutely. Now after 3 o'clock, when service shuts down, it goes into the evening, the sun starts to go down, and that's the most fun part of the day because that's when everybody gets out. And you're not only campers, but you're Tiffin owners, and there's a lot of great friends to be made.
People who were meeting were actually getting together and having dinner together.
Now this is the next morning, and about 6:15 is when you start to hear the roar of the diesels. 7 o'clock is when the service technicians start to work. They start to put the bay doors up between 6:15 and 6:30, and everybody knows ahead of time what bay they're supposed to report to. And they fill up rather quickly. What you see there are a fourth of the bays. There's that many more on to the left, and then they duplicate on the back side of the building.
It's so amazing.
7 o'clock, everybody leaves their coaches. The park empties out just a bit. And we got our call to report to the bay in the middle of the day. Now keep in mind they're only open until 3 o'clock, so we didn't know if we were going to get everything finished in the first day or if we were going to have to go back in the next morning. Your first stop is up here at the guard shack, where they come into your coach or come through the window and check your temperature. Hi.
Hi. Go grab your temperature quick.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Appreciate it.
No problem.
Y'all have a good one.
Thank you.
He started to take hers.
After the temperature check, we were told to go on to the holding area. The holding area is at the far end of the building, and we were to wait there until we were called to our bay. Keep in mind, the express bays, you're given 3 hours in that express bay. So they try to get one coach out and the next coach in just as quickly as possible. That's why we were sent to the holding area. So they knew that we were there and ready to come right around and into our service bay. I think we had total from when we got our phone call to when we were in the bay, about 30 minutes. That was us getting unhooked, going to the holding area where we waited just a few minutes, and onto the bay.
It's a well-oiled machine.
It really is. It's very well organized. So now we are at the holding area. Just a matter of backing into our parking space and waiting on that phone call. Hello?
We're ready for you by 10.
Bay 10 will be right there.
Thank you.
Thank you. And we're off to Bay 10. Now, as we're pulling into Bay 10, it's 1:15. So, I'm sorry, it's 1:45. They had 2 hours and 15 minutes when we pulled in left in their workday. So we didn't know if we would have to come back the next day for the last 45 minutes of the service in the express bay, or if by any stroke of luck they might get us done. Now our service techs in Bay 10 were Charles and David. They went over the list with us to make sure they understood what the problems were. And then it was time for us to leave Bay 10. There have been times prior you could stay with your coach, but with COVID, they do ask you to go to the waiting area. Now this is at the far end of the building, just before you go into the waiting area. And this is looking down through the middle with the bays on both sides. Very much a well-oiled machine. Now this is the pet-friendly waiting area where we waited, and they told us to come back around 3 o'clock. And while we were there, they were busy at it, making sure that they went over everything that we went over with them on the list. Just to the left is their main office for the service department. Stan that takes care of scheduling. If you don't know where you are on the list, he's the guy to see. He's in that area. And across the hallway from that is where they do warehouse parts. So they've got everything right there under one roof. It makes it very efficient for the guys working on the coach.
Now there was a waiting room for people who didn't have pets, just in case you had some kind of allergy or something. Yeah.
So if you haven't already seen our video on our first year review on our coach, you might want to take a look at that, because we showed you in detail the things that hadn't been fixed on our coach yet that we were bringing it to Red Bay for. So here's how it all worked out. First of all, our shower faucet. Diagnosed that it's normal. The water that comes out of it, it actually has a weep hole so that it drains the water out of it. That's how it's made. So it was doing what it was supposed to. So there was no repair done to that. The vent under our kitchen island, the little aqua hot vent, the wooden vent that was cracked, as soon as we pulled into the bay, a fellow from cabinetry came in, took a look to make sure it was the right size, went over, took one, stained it, finished it, brought it back over. They installed it and told us it's still tacky because the finish is still damp on it. Don't touch it for the rest of the day. So they replaced that for us. The dining table, how it stuck in, they took the table out, they readjusted the closure bracket at the back and did some sanding on it. Said there was some glue, some sticky stuff in there. Works like a charm now. The dryer vent, they took the front fascia of the closet off and the doors to the washer dryer. Must have had to remove the dryer. Took all the old dryer vent off. It actually did have a hole in it, and they replaced all the dryer vent for us. Again, working perfect. The driver's front slide where the bolts were bent, they took the sofa out of the unit, went underneath the sofa, replaced the bolts, realigned the slide, and put the sofa back. You never know anything was ever done. It's perfect. The steps not fully retracting, they took the connections apart on the step, redid the connections and waterproofed the connections, so that shouldn't be an issue. We also took it into the mechanical bay a couple of days later for the leaking hydraulic jack. Ends up it wasn't the jack, it was the connection of the hydraulic line at the top. They repaired that and tightened that, and no issues with that. The only thing that wasn't fixed during this stay was the cracked floor tile that we have under our lounge sofa, and that was just strictly we didn't have the time to stay to get to the tile shop. So they have that noted, and next trip that we get to Red Bay, they'll take care of that for us under warranty. One other thing, when we checked out in Red Bay, we found out that there are some differences in the warranty from what you read in the brochure, that it's a 1-year warranty on the coach. There are several components on here, including the tile floor, that's warranted for 2 years. So before you think you might be out of warranty, check with Tiffin, because some of the components are warranted for 2 years, some of them are for 3 years. So check with them, you may have warranty coverage. We also had an extra 6-month warranty coverage on our coach because it was delivered before July 1st of last year, when they had that closure for COVID. They weren't doing service during that time, so they extended everybody's warranty that was delivered in a period of time before July 1st last year by an extra 6 months. So for what it's worth, that was our visit. We were extremely pleased. I can't think of any time you would be a full-time RVer and have your coach ready for service for 2 weeks and come out of it with a smile on your face.
Absolutely.
It was a great experience. We met a lot of wonderful people that we will be looking for down the road as we travel, and can't speak highly enough about it. So with that, we want to thank you for coming along to Tiffin Service Center in Red Bay, Alabama with us. If you like this video, if you got some good information out of it, please give us a thumbs up. And if you haven't already subscribed, ring the notification bell. Do that. We really do appreciate it.
And thank you for following us as we follow the moon.
Thank you. Thank you for watching this video. We hope you've enjoyed it. Please be sure to subscribe to our channel and be sure to ring the notification bell so you'll know when we have new videos listed. Also, be sure to check out our blog at followthemoon.us, and also our Facebook page at Follow the Moon, and on Instagram at Follow the Moon Travel. Thanks.